So yeah, my main account, as you know, I'm playing two of them. One of them is the Starlight Dice Challenge, where we can only play when we can only use Starlight Dices instead of Heliolite dices. And on this account, this is my first account I created on the release. We can use whatever we want because it's not part of the challenge. And this is my current team, so I'm using Ally. I choose him from the box. Sigrid is another good hero, but sadly I didn't pull her, so I decided to go for Ally for the AoE compartment that he provides. And what he does is he does derivative damage and brings aura. So derivative damage works the way that this hero, on when the enemy has poison, he deals an additional damage that can't trigger critical hits but gains bonus from enlightenment. So this is why getting this enlightenment stat is crucial. As you can see here, it affects basically increasing the damage by 36% just from 73 enlightenment. So this is how you play him. And his damage on single targets in AoE is amazing. Next, we have my Traveler. He's a little bit below the level of Ally because he's basically more supportive role here, because I'm playing Poison and Fire, but mostly I use him in the boss challenges, so I don't need him that high. 79 level, full attack set, and obviously max skills because we do it from the campaign and we can switch the elements freely at any point. So very versatile unit, but I don't need to have him at the highest level. We only need like one damage dealer at the highest level, and then we follow it with a tank. Okay, the tank is really important in the game. You want the defense. If your tank falls, your team falls, so you want him to survive as much as possible. And I'm using Horus, a free hero available at day 3, provides us with HP aura in all battles, very useful. He has a 50% chance of obtaining shield for 5 seconds, so can survive longer, mitigate this damage, and deals fire damage to enemy with inflicting penalty. So attack penalty reduces attack by 50%, very good on single target bosses. And then he brings some AoE damage. This damage is quite huge, don't neglect it. 600 fire damage increased by the defense. Right, so you want as much defense as possible, and he's going to do way more damage. Okay, so that stat is important on him, and he taunts enemies and gains damage reduction, which makes him take 30% less damage and restores HP when being attacked. So great utility, great tank overall. Then my team also uses Hexandra as a main healer. She provides us with enlightenment, which helps our main damage dealer Ally. She heals, obviously a single target heal here based on enlightenment again, and dispel 1 debuff, so it's a single target heal, very strong if you got enough enlightenment. And she heals more when the enemies when the HP is below 40%, and also AoE healing here. The thing worth to remember is basically targets max HP, but also the way you should position your team. As you can see, it's not full team healing, so that's important. So that's my 4, and now I have 2 flexible, and I've actually chosen to go the utility path instead of going for my legendary or any other good really damage dealer. I could get like Usha, but I decided to bring utility to the team. So first I got Anna. I keep her at level 69. I don't need to go over that because that's a resource that I'm going to drain. And she is a good second healer basically in my team. Depending on the content I need to tackle, I use her or Hexandra. Sometimes I use both of them. And what she does is restores max HP for her when the damage exceeds 25 of the hero's HP, and triggers only 10 seconds. So that's quite cool, keeps her alive when it's crucial. Then she grants hit recovery to an ally. So basically similar to what Horus is doing for himself, but for any other unit. So basically it targets the tank as well. And then we got this. This is what makes her so strong. She grants a recovery over time, which is our DOT heal basically. We call it HOT, heal over time. And dispels 1 debuff from the whole allied team, which is amazing. Helps with the fire domain, helps with all the poison bosses. But if there's more than one debuff, like in the Ooze fight, then yeah, it's not optimal, but still good to have. So she fills in that flexi spot, and also I got Irina, who I upgraded over level 70 with the materials, because she is helping me clear the goblin dungeon. If you look at my team, basically right now I only have 2 AoE damage dealers and 2 healers, so I need Irina, and I'm boosting defense on Horus, because don't neglect that damage here, it does a lot of damage, okay? So he can clear the whole wave of the goblins all by himself. And then Irina, when the hero deals damage to enemies by skill, grants shield, okay, to the nearest ally. This effect can only trigger once every second, so quite a lot. And then she does AoE damage with chain lightning that works wonders on bosses as well. And then we got the AoE damage here. So basically I run one tank in the goblin dungeon, so they group on Horus, and she can basically target the whole group and deal a lot of lightning damage, and reduces the damage of the enemies as well, and dispels one buff from them, so 75%. And this is why I kept her as well, because this dispel of buffs is quite useful in PvE content. So yeah, this is my team. My goal right now is to farm some experience and get other heroes to 69. I need to get Usha to 69 because my temporal vortex team is either including 2 healers or a tank, which is not optimal. You want as much damage as possible, so yeah, that's my goal. So if I get Usha, I can slowly follow into Frost team as well. However, since I got these 2 lightning, I'm waiting for some cool damage dealer. I can use Lola, she's good in AoE content as well, but I could focus on good Radiance team, but I haven't tested any of these heroes, so I'm not sure how good they are. He is actually a very good tank. He could replace Horus in most PvE content. So Garius, he increases defense in all battles, and he permanently increases his defense, and it can't be reduced when he takes damage. He deals defense damage with a knockup and grants hit recovery, and this ultimate dispels all debuffs from this hero and heals all allies by 600% defense. Once again, the more defense, the stronger he is. I'm not sure how good this guy is. Higo, I would like to get him, but obviously the resource is really scarce. The experience, once we get to like level 90 on everyone on the team, we can try and do those. We still got a lot of time in the season, so we can try different heroes. Obviously, the experience will reset next season, but yeah, at least we can keep going. And yeah, so I haven't decided on the second team yet, but my main team looks like that. So yeah, I think this will cover it up. If you guys would like, you can tell me what team you're running in the comments basically, and we'll see. Yeah, thank you all for watching, stay safe, and bye.